The Creative Act Part 16. So this chapter he talks about like basically everything and the reason why I actually love art and make art. So this one line we can start off with. There are sides of ourselves that aren't welcome in polite society, thoughts and feelings too dark to share. When we recognize them in art, we feel less alone, more real, more human. This is the therapeutic power of making and consuming art. Art is above and beyond judgment. It either speaks to you or it doesn't. I mean, that line is bars. Because one reason I love making art is because I am very sentimental, I am very vulnerable, and I love embracing and sharing my thoughts and expressing my feelings. And I feel like if I express them like on a normal basis or just spoke to someone the way, just in general, I feel like they would look at me a little bit differently, or they just would maybe judge me, or I just feel like it wouldn't be as accepted. But the fact that I can kind of release that through art is very therapeutic. It's therapeutic for me, it's therapeutic for what I go through and how I feel, and that really is one of the reasons why I make art. And this line spits off that too. So, for those called to art who struggle with an overwhelming sensitivity, the creative process can have a therapeutic power. It offers a sense of deep connection, a safe place to voice the unspeakable and bare their soul. In these cases, art does not unravel the maker, but makes them whole. Yeah, I feel like I do end up becoming a little bit more myself, and I do end up, like, I feel like we all tend to hide things that, like, kind of control our minds, or the things that we kind of think about or most insecure about are the ones that we don't necessarily talk about. And so when you end up creating art, you're able to kind of express yourself and kind of release the energy of what you're kind of consuming inside. And so it is very therapeutic in so many ways, and you end up unraveling and finding out who you are as well. Now he talks about getting inspiration from other artists. He says, it may be helpful to receive advice from experienced artists, but as information and not as prescription. It can open you to another point of view and broaden your idea of what's possible. Receive wisdom skillfully and try it on for size and see how it fits. Incorporate what's useful. Let go of the rest. So I feel like it is great to get inspiration and kind of take notes from people you look up to or just work you really admire, but you never want to copy it. You never want to like put that engraved in your head, because at the end of the day, you want to be happy with what your work and like be happy with yourself, and you are yourself and you should embrace yourself. And so you should be your next yourself. You shouldn't be just trying to like be a black and white copy of who you like and who you look up to. You can take little pieces of that, but make it into your own. This is so good to end with. The more we develop, expand, and sharpen our skills, the more fluent we become. We can experience greater freedom and less sameness in the act of making, and vastly improve our ability to manifest the best version of our ideas in the physical world. Whew. So when I think of editing, for example, when I initially started, I just had to learn the basics, like how to cut, how to transition, how to color, how to scale in, scale out. You're so focused on the technical that you can't really embrace your creativity so much, because you're still focused on just getting the basics down, just like with sports or anything else. But once I got editing down, I was able to kind of start kind of bringing some creative ideas, but I wasn't good enough to like fully embrace that. Now I've been doing editing for about, I think, 9 years, and so the technical skills it's like waking up and basically brushing my teeth. And so now I can really just fully dive in. And so I think like when I'm shooting something, I'm like, oh, I'm going to transition this way, or I'm going to cut this way, or I'm going to fast forward this way. You're already thinking about what you're going to be doing because you already have the skills that you've been developing for so many years. So I completely understand you're improving your ability to manifest the best version. It's the best version that you're able to make based on the skills that you've developed.